Hi, I'm Colin Tipping, and I'm making good on my promise to send those who couldn't attend an event that occurred on December the 30th, 2018, a video copy of at least some parts of it. Now, I'm talking about when our dear friends Karen Taylor-Good and Stowe Bailey came and did a concert as part of an evening event at our home base in Marietta, in which I would first do a talk about my journey with cancer, and then after that, they would provide some amazing music the rest of the evening. They very generously offered this as their way of acknowledging the contribution that we have made in bringing radical forgiveness to the world and making a difference in people's lives. Coming from them, that meant a lot to me, for we've been working with Karen now for more than 15 years. Karen's music has played an enormous part in our work over the years. And that's what's coming up for you right now, beginning with my talk. Enjoy.
My life is a prayer.
Thank you for the people here who live in this community for making this available to me and to Joanne and to all of you who are associated with our work, which most of you know is radical forgiveness. And some of them have been trained by us as full-time coaches in that area now. And many of those are here tonight as well. Really delighted to have you here and be part of this. I don't mean to take very long up here. I'm not going to talk about the cancer and all that, because I'm sure, I suppose that there is anybody in this room that doesn't know that I have cancer, and that I'm on a slow progression towards that part of life which we erroneously call death. Only to say that we're happy to be surrounded by beautiful friends and helpers that are supporting us go through this experience. It is an amazing experience, but when you have friends like we've got to help you to go through that experience, it's amazing. And we're absolutely bowled over by it. I said to Joanne the other day, I said, you know, one thing about having cancer, as opposed to something that kills you real quick, is that it gives you a chance to really reflect on your life and all of that. But it also gives you a chance to learn something about yourself that you didn't know before, or to learn some sort of lesson. And so I said to Joanne, I think I realize what the purpose is for me to be having this cancer. Because I believe, or I've always believed, and I used to teach this to a whole load of people. It's kind of ironic that I used to teach radical forgiveness to cancer folks. I mean, we used to have, these cancer retreats in the North Georgia mountains, teaching people how not to get cancer by doing radical forgiveness. So even so, the lesson that was in it for me, I think, was to learn to receive love. I think one of the most difficult things people have in this world, human beings that is, because our cat receives love like you can't believe. I don't know whether yours does. But for human beings, it seems receiving love is difficult. Giving love, yes. They're pretty good at doing that. But actually receiving it at some deep level is very difficult. When I got this cancer, which was in 2015, May of 2015, what was I going to say? When I got it, I put it out. I have a list of about 30,000 people on my list that I write to every so often and so on. And so I just put it out there. I put an email out there
and said, folks, my ass is on the line. I need some help. I need some support. Don't give me advice. I don't need advice. Just send me love. Just send me support. I could not have imagined in my wildest dreams the amount of love and support that came streaming in over the airways from this 130,000 or this 30,000 people on my list. And they're still sending it to me. I can't stop it. I keep trying to tell them, I've had enough. I can't take any more. And without any expectation of anything in return. That was the interesting thing. And it's gone on like that now for 2 years. Well, I got the first bout of it in 2015, and it had gone by November of 2015. So in 5 months, cancer had disappeared. And I thought, oh, that's pretty neat. Must have been that radical forgiveness stuff. Something like that. But then in 2016, it came back again. I thought, oh, maybe I haven't finished yet. Maybe there's more for me to do. And so we went through it became a much deeper experience during that time. Every now and again, I lose my thread. You ever had that? Seems to be getting worse. But anyway, so it came back, and so we continued to do this. And then, whereas before I had not struggled, but certainly resisted the idea of having this happen in my life, I slowly started to transform that into accepting it as a gift. And it's now gotten to the point where I really feel that deep down in my physical body, in my mental and emotional body. I really get it, that this is a gift, because I'm tying it back now to the love that I've received. What better gift could you possibly have than hundreds of people sending you love every single day of their life? Not just prayers, I mean just straightforward love. And supporting me in accepting what I have as a gift. Because sometimes people say to me, oh, I'll pray for you. I say, don't pray for me. I don't need prayers. I just need love. Just help me accept love. That's all I want. I don't need prayers because I don't need fixing. I don't need therapy. I don't need another remedy. You know, everybody keeps, or used to anyway, used to write and say, you know, my grandma had this, and you know, she took this potion and she got better, and so on. I got hundreds of those emails until I said, please stop. Please stop sending me advice or even prayers, because the way I look at it, my experience is what it is. I accept it as a gift. I accept it as being that which I have called into my life for a reason. I don't necessarily know what that reason is, but there's a reason in there somewhere, because nothing happens without there being a reason, in my view. That's how I look at life. So that's how it is for me right now. Total acceptance. And with that, of course, comes peace. A kind of peace that's really, you can't beat it really. When you can accept what is as is, even when it's going to lead to your own death, it's an amazing feeling of peacefulness. And by the way, the other blessing that I have is a wife who supports me 100% in this and feels the same way. Totally. Stand up, Joanne. If she was pulling on me and saying, "Oh, you've got to try this, you've got to try that. We don't want you to die. What if the insurance doesn't work out?" All that kind of stuff. She doesn't do that. She says, "Whatever you need is what is what we can pull together and go through this journey together." And she knows too that if it was the other way around, it would be exactly the same for me and her. So. Can you imagine what a blessing that is for us two to have that kind of relationship? It's amazing and I'm sure pretty rare. So if we are modeling this in any way for people, then that's a bonus for us. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, really. This is going to be one of 3 events. Only one of which I shall be present.
In your body.
What? In body. Yes. I shall be. Yeah. I'll be hanging about out there for sure. No question about that. I'll be here. But this is. I'm thinking of this as number 1 of the 3 events. The second event is going to be actually a home funeral, which we shall conduct here. At our home, and with a very small selection of people that have been very significant in my life, and that's going to be a difficult thing in itself, in keeping that number down to a small number of people to make it a very intimate and sacred experience for both me and those that are going to be present in that ceremony. And then, and here's where you might play a very important part. Hands up if you have a vehicle that is more than 7 foot long.
Oh, Brad does.
Good on you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, Brad.
Where am I taking, brother?
We went to the crematorium the other day and we said, no, we don't want a coffin, we want a cardboard box because we want to paint the cardboard box. We want to put all sorts of things on it and we want to have fun with this thing, and then when time comes for me to be cremated, we can have me in a box. And they said, well, that sounds interesting. We don't have that many people who do that kind of thing.
Is that a British thing?
It's the British way, yeah. So they said, well, you can do that if you like, but we can't come and take you in a box. You can't put, or they can't put me in a box and then they'll come and pick up the box and trundle off with it. But they can come and take me in the body and the box separately, you see. Already nicely painted. So we need somebody who is willing to go to the crematorium and pick up a box.
Absolutely.
Will you? Okay. And bring it to our garage, and we're going to have fun painting this box. And they will pick it up with me when the time comes. The other event is going to be when we have a celebration of life. What would you call that? An event of some sort, huh?
A memorial or something.
A memorial, that's the word, yeah, memorial. Celebration of life event is what I prefer. This is where we will all get together and talk about me. I love it when people talk about me. Not that I'm narcissistic, of course, but nevertheless. But of course, we don't know when that's going to be. And we don't know where the other one's going to be. When or where. Well, we know it's going to be here, but we don't know when. It could be quite soon. I am in hospice, under hospice care right now. That doesn't necessarily mean that death is imminent, but the way things go, you know, it could be months, weeks, probably not years, but months. Although she did tell me this time around, didn't she, Joanne? She said, you know, I've had somebody on the books for 5.5 years. And Joanne and I were hospice volunteers for a number of years when we were doing the cancer retreats, and Joanne had a person that she would visit and I had a person that I would visit. Well, my guy got better and went on a world trip. So anything's possible. Anything's possible. And that is what this is all about, is being real.
Let me jump in again though, for in the video I made quite a bit about needing someone to get a box from the crematorium, even to where I was gently enrolling my friend Brad to go with his truck and pick it up. Well, he didn't have to, for the people at the crematorium were so intrigued with the idea that they actually delivered the box to our house in their crematory vehicle. We went down to Lowe's then and got some paints and enjoyed ourselves over a couple of days, painting a special design we made up that had particular meaning for us. Now you can possibly work it out for yourself, but the bridge represents how we're all moving from the third dimension of form and space to the fifth dimension, which is infinite and unlimited. The two hearts becoming one is our logo and represents the oneness in which we exist, and then up the top is an angel ready to take me home. I thought you'd like to see it before it too, like me, becomes a heap of ashes. Okay, so now for the treat that you were promised, a taste of Stow Good. Take it away, guys.
My life is Last night I saw that movie, the one about the one boy. The good news is he could feel no sense. heart. And goodbye, painted smile. I wanna dance in a crowd. I wanna laugh out loud. I wanna act like a fool. I wanna be uncool. I wanna cry when I hurt. I wanna sweat when I work. I want help when I fall. I wanna feel it all. I wanna be real. Take off the mask, be real. Let my heart show real. I wanna be real. Storm braver, lifesaver, hand holder, love maker, exquisite trouble, ridiculous joy, beautiful man, beautiful